Hey there, I'm Kat Mak, and I have Heather Kizewski with me today. She's another amazing beacon of light, another best-selling author of the book Empower Her. It has come out. It is 25 women that shared their pain, their life, their ish, and how they have risen, have gone down, are rising again, and where they are now. Heather, thank you so much for joining me. You are a health and wellness coach. Not only are you a health and wellness coach, but you've decided to be a health and wellness advocate for people with the way that you do it is pretty cool because you talk about a doable step. You talk about
Mhm.
that throughout your whole chapter.
Yes.
Doable increments so it doesn't overwhelm and you feel like you're actually going to get results. And I love
Mhm.
that you're all about that. This is you. This is you. So I'm the pen to paper girl as well. And you're committed to helping others find solutions where people say there ain't none.
Yes. Or it's too
So
hard or there's nothing I can do.
yeah. So Heather, question for you. Why did you decide to write your chapter now as opposed to doing it 10 years ago? Why did you decide to become an author?
Well, back in February, I came across a book written by a person who has the same condition. I mentioned her in my chapter, and her words were so empowering and gave me hope when I thought that there was no hope. And it felt like it was from out of nowhere. And so it made such a huge impact in my life. And I hadn't been really open with people other than just close friends, family. I consider my coworkers family. So and they were the ones that probably had to hear about it the most.
Yeah. So can we talk about what we're talking about? Because you're talking about a degenerative disease where it's called wet AMD, late stage, where you may lose your sight full on. So for
Mhm.
those that don't know what it is, if you can explain what it is and how it impacted you and how you went, oh my God, I got to do something about this because you talk so prevalently about your journey and it's so inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, so basically what AMD is late stage macular degeneration, and what happens is that there are blood vessels behind the eye that are being formed, new blood vessels through angiogenesis, and a vascular endothelial growth factor. They actually call it VEGF. That's what it stands for. And if the blood flow behind your eyes is impaired for any reason, your body will create these new blood vessels, which is very nice of your body to do that. They're like, oh boy, we need some more blood flow. But in doing so, the blood vessels aren't stable. And so they leak fluid and blood onto the macula, which destroys the photoreceptors and causes scarring and just the degeneration of the tissues. And so, um, if you don't treat it right away, it is permanent. It's rapid and it's severe, which is exactly how it was for me. It seemed like it went so fast. Like I noticed changes over a couple of months, and then all of a sudden it was so bad. It got to the point where I could see where if you don't treat it right away, I don't know how you get it back. But so I started the injections. They started me on injections right away, and then they said straight out that there's a good chance that it won't do anything. It'll just slow the progression and that my vision wouldn't come back. But it did. Within it was probably 3 or 4 weeks, my vision was stable again. And I was never so grateful in my entire life. And then I stayed on the injection schedule, but then I ended up relapsing twice, actually. I only mentioned the
In a
second
really quick
relapse.
period, is from what I gather.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was just scary because you don't know, you read all the different things online and, they say like, oh, within 10 years it happens to the other eye and most people are blind, it's the leading cause of blindness, blah, blah, blah. And I just decided that I wasn't going to have any of that. I'm not going to be blind. I'm keeping my vision and I don't care how delusional it sounds. I'm going to do all the things. And so,
I love that you said that because there's something about, yes, positive mindset. And I know that, yes, you have this condition. However, treating your mind, and you wrote, out of joy to heal on a cellular level and amplifies our mind's ability to find solutions. And that's exactly what you did. You went
mhm,
beeline. You beeline. What? I'm wearing yellow, be light.
Yes, yes, yes. And it seemed like it happened fast. Like once I made up my mind, and then and then I had read. It was a while back that I had read that about. I read a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza's books, and I follow him on social media. And I remembered him saying that, and I thought to myself, "Okay, I'm going to start intentionally creating as many joyful moments as possible." And holy smokes, joy is what I got, and it was authentic and unconditional, and it makes me grateful for this experience, even though it's been scary and it's not ideal, but it brought me to this place of joy and hope, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for my vision too,
Yeah.
but there were lots of things, lots of really good things that came with this
It's
situation.
almost like it happened for a reason. This heightened experience that you have was that pivotal moment. And I think you talk about that too, where it just you flip the switch and it's like, I'm changing my life now. This
And everything changed. It changed everything, and I even within that first year, I met 3 people who were legally blind, and by chance, like, I wasn't seeking these people. Like, one was on a firefly hike, and she has albinism, and, she homeschools her kids. She's just living this beautiful life, and then I have another friend who she lost her vision in just one eye, but it was very fast, and it was due to a condition. It was a MS, actually. And then another friend who was actually a massage therapist, and she has pigmentosa retinitis, and she's had that since she was
isn't
16.
that
And
weird how all of a sudden
it was such a fluke how we connected, and so I just felt guided, like
yeah.
everything's okay.
If you were to inspire women that are feeling the way you are, and there's so many women and men and people and kids out there that are like, oh my God, I want to do what she's doing. And how does she do it? What inspiration can you give to inspire a person to take that action first step?
Tiptoe. Take easiest step. The first step, it has to be easy, all those steps. And so even if it feels like that step isn't going to take you anywhere, take it anyway. I look back on my situation, and I remember last fall, being in this rabbit hole of health, and just I was so fascinated by everything I was learning, and I knew that if I wanted to do something in healthcare, not healthcare, but health coaching. Like I didn't want to be a nurse or anything like that, but and I wanted to go to school full time, but I couldn't because I work full time. So I'm like, all right, the easiest step for me right now would be to enroll in the health coaching program through AFPA. And so the first step was just enrolling.
Yeah.
Okay. That was easy to enroll in something. And then it was like, all right, now I've got that. And then I started taking the steps in the coursework, and everything was incremental. There was no big bang, it was just tiptoe. I tiptoed my way into it because I still work, 40-hour weeks. And so there wasn't, like a whole lot of time to go crazy or manic. I had to be reasonable.
I love the fact you talk about maybe. So if you want to expand on that, so what if maybe it will work out? Like you want to
Yeah.
on that because I love that analogy, and it's something that we all forget because life happens and we just go fast track and we're like, but whatever.
Right. And so maybe came from my tolerable thinking. So I get annoyed when I'm in a situation or a hardship or whatever it might be, and then someone's like, "Oh, just think positive." It's like, "Oh no." Like you just kind of don't feel heard, or you feel like you have to explain, like you want to hold on to like your
Stuff.
anger or your frustration. And so then it's like, "Wait, no, that's not how things get better." So let's step back and start contemplating the maybes. Like, maybe it's not that bad. Like, maybe I can cooperate. Maybe I can think a different thought, and that'll produce a different experience. Maybe there's something around the corner that I don't know about yet. Or maybe I can look back at evidence of things working out before, and I can implement that into my now, and I can feel a little bit better, and I'm
There
more
you go.
tolerable to be around, right?
I love the tolerable way of thinking. They should teach that at school when you're young.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. And I came up with it during a time where I was really down, and I had put all these notes in my phone, and I actually kind of got the idea of auto suggestions from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I just made a big list of maybes, and I'm like, okay, this is a
Maybe
good
it's
starting
gonna
point.
work out.
And I slowly started to feel, I mean, it wasn't just slowly, I feel like instantaneously I felt a little bit better and then a little bit, and then before I knew it, I had bridged the gap to positivity and I was fine and finding solutions. And, because if you're in a negative mindset or in a state of fear, you don't have access to the thoughts that bring you the
Serve you.
solutions that you want.
Yeah, so I love that you are I'm going to call you the owner of the tolerable thinking method. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I,
I
because
like it.
that's what it is. And I seriously think they should teach it in primary school. Like maybe it's going to work out.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe,
it will.
maybe it will, maybe it won't. But guess what? You're going to be okay anyway.
Yes, yes, and having that faith and knowing that it's gonna be okay and that you're gonna soften into it, and I feel like softening into things is another big one too, like, you can soften into the blows that you encounter. If you tiptoe into it, just be like, "Okay, like, right now, this is not easy, but I can softly, take steps into adapting and
So
making
what
my
would be
situation
what
better."
would be one of your greatest achievements then thus far? I mean, obviously, I don't know, personally, professionally, something that you're proud of that you can go, "Hey, I did it anyway."
I would have to say, personally, for me, my achievements that I'm most proud of have to do with my relationships with my marriage, for one, my daughters. I have the most beautiful relationships with all three of them, my husband and both my girls. I am blessed with the most beautiful friendships. I have coworkers that feel like family that I can't even imagine life without. I would have to say that those are my proudest achievements, are those connections.
I love that you said that because sometimes I say, I mean, yes, our children, our partners love that you're just so strong about that. And the fact that you said your coworkers,
Mhm.
because I don't have any sisters and I'm the same. And my bestie is like, she's my sister from another mother. And some of my coworkers, when I was back in retail or even now in the online space, I can say the same thing.
Isn't that wonderful?
But like the amount of people that you connect with, because connect, there's something to do with connection. So I
Mhm.
thank you for saying that. So if you were to look in the mirror and look at your former self and your 20-year-old self, what would you say to her right now and go, hey, based on what you've done, and you don't know the future, but your recent past was pretty strong. What would you say?
I would probably say, "Chill out a little bit, you're on the right path, like, everything's gonna work out," and I would maybe add in something along the lines of follow your bliss because it pays to do that, what you care about, what you're interested in, what your passions are, those are all part of your purpose. And if you follow those things, you will be guided to where you need to be and you can live out that purpose. But if you're just in a state of fret all the time, which, I look back in my 20-year-old self and it's like, oh, there's a lot of fretting going on.
Someone isn't carrying the
And
bag.
like now I'm 50 years old and I feel like now I know I can just chill out a little bit. Like I'm on the right path. It's okay. Like I got this.
Yeah, and we're only just getting started. That's the beauty.
Right.
We're just
Yeah.
50 is the I think 50 is the new 30.
It is, it's such a great age, I wasn't expecting it to be so great.
Funny that, right?
It
Everyone
was the only age that I was a little bit like, "Yeah, this is rough," like, I don't know about turning 50, like, 40 was a cakewalk, but 50 was like, "Wow, that's a leap." But now I'm here and I'm so happy, like, I feel like it's just gonna get better, I feel like these are gonna be the best years of my life.
yeah, and I think it's because exactly what you said, you are living in your joy, because
Mhm.
right now, you're loving what you're doing, and when you're loving what you're doing, it shows, and
Yeah, it does.
I can see it in your eyes. It clearly shows, like, when you talk about your stuff, like, it resonates through your eyes.
Aw,
Their eyes don't lie. They're the thing
right.
to control, like, seriously. Now I'm a Joe Dispenza advocate, but it's true.
It's true.
I could talk about his stuff till the cows come home. I'm like this, but
I
it's
am same. It's my favorite, and I mean, I've reread Supernatural, I
me
think I've read
too.
that 3 times, it's the best. I take screenshots on my phone, I have a hard copy, I have it on my phone because I like referencing it often,
Yeah, and
so
you forget. You're like, "Oh, I remember that," and you go back and you rewrite the same
yeah,
thing. You go back to your notes and
right.
you go, "I've already written that before," but that was like 5 years ago because it
Mhm.
doesn't change. Like,
Right.
it's you can go back and revisit, re-listen, so I'm glad that you said that. Heather, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your wisdom and power,
Thank
in
you.
collective book called Empower Her, and congratulations on being a best-selling author. Go out and buy the book. Go out and read your story because life will throw you challenges. And I like the fact that you said, I'm not listening to everyone. I'm just going to go down a path where I'm going to do everything and everything. So, everything. And what I'm talking about is you being able to go past and look at solutions to find the issues that you have with the degenerative eye disease that you have called wet AMD. What is it called? Wet AMD. Yeah.
There's dry and there's wet. There's 2 different kinds. They call
Wow.
it wet because it leaks the fluid onto the macula. The
Wow.
dry has drusen, so you get, like, these little deposits, but that's considered, like, a
Fascinating.
earlier stage. Right, and I felt like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is such a huge thing," and lifestyle is a contributor to it, and there's something you can do about it. It's preventable, and what you don't know will hurt you, and so I feel like I wanna be the person that is telling people all the things to how to
This is
take
what I
care of
love.
your.
You've now, because you're a health and wellness advocate for steps that are preventable in doables.
Mhm.
That's what I
Doable, yep.
to go,
Thank
hey,
you.
now start looking at alternative avenues. Not that I'm going to say that I'm a medical professional because I'm not.
Same.
No. There's something to be said with the power of your mind and your gut and everything that's around you, your surroundings, that can contribute to stuff that you never really realized till you dug deeper.
Mhm. 100%.
So thank you so much. You have an awesome morning, awesome
You
evening,
too.
wherever it is you're coming from.
Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.